Hi, Sally. I'm Keith. And I've read through some of the paperwork you filled out in the lobby, but the way I usually like to start this is, if you want, you just say in your own words what brings you here and what you'd like to talk about.
Well, first I just want to say this is like the first time I've ever done anything like this, so I'm like really, this is kind of I'm kind of uncomfortable about this.
This is weird for you.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is. So anyway, so I have to kind of like get over that part, but I think this is a good idea. But you're the first. I mean, this is the first time I've ever talked to anybody about anything.
Okay.
My family, you don't do that. Okay. So anyway.
So this is a new experience.
Yeah.
But you think it's the right experience.
Yeah.
You think?
I mean.
You're not sure.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I think this is what I need to do. I don't know. I feel I can't think of anybody else I should talk to or I can talk to. So
A part of you says you should be here.
yes.
Okay.
I'm here. Anyway, okay. So I'm a sophomore here at school,
Mhm.
and I've been here the whole time since I was a freshman, and I do well in school. I did well in school in high school. My parents have always been proud of me, especially my mom, about how I've done in school, and my brother's really smart too. So the two of us were pretty good in school. So
Good
anyway,
students, okay.
so it's good to it's important that we be good students. So I like being a good student. But I find that so when I came to school, I thought it was going to be like high school, and I thought I was going to be able to do it just like I did in high school. And in the beginning I did, and it was kind of like that. But now I'm getting into more difficult classes, it seems.
Okay.
And anyway, so when I was in high school, I drank. I did some drinking in high school. I think everybody.
Drank some.
Yeah. I drank. Okay. But now, I'm here in college, and since I get because one of my things is when I take exams, I get really, really nervous. And even though I do well, I get really, really, really nervous. And now that the classes are getting really, really, really hard, I'm really, 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 really. It's like a lot.
So more nervous.
Really more
nervous.
real. It's really, really. I'm just really a mess. And
it's uncomfortable for you how nervous you get.
It is. And so what I do is see. There's this. I don't know. I'm kind of scared to even say anything about what I do. So
I'm scared to say anything.
Yeah, if I
tell me
you, if I tell you, you're not going to tell anyone, are you?
That I might tell somebody else.
Yeah, you're not going to tell. I just need.
Do you want me to tell you about the policies we
have
here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just need to know that I'm not gonna.
Right.
You're not gonna tell anyone.
So the policies we have here. That's a good question. That's very smart, actually. You said you were smart. You are smart. The policy we have here is that what you tell me is going to be confidential between you and I. The only two exceptions to that would be if you told me something that made me think you were going to go out and hurt yourself really badly, or hurt somebody else really badly. So that's it. That's the story.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
And you're not going to tell anyone.
And I'm not going to tell anyone.
Okay, so some friends in school, but I'm not going to tell you there, but people at school that I know, last year at the end of the year in spring, they gave me these. They knew I talked about how nervous I was and whatever, and so they gave me these pills. They're and they're meant to calm you down, and they really do. It's anyway, it's just Xanax, and I think that's the name of it, Xanax. And so I really that has worked for me to keep me kind of calm
So that
and
calmed you
whatever.
down.
Yeah. And I should have taken one today, but I thought I have to. I'm going to meet with you, and I need to kind of do this without anything.
So you didn't take one
today?
today?
No, because I wanted to be whatever. So they gave me these pills, and so I use those. I've been using those, and I've been using them more and more. And so for tests, but then even to go out at night and just to kind of to be. It's
so
becoming
your use changed?
really
You noticed that your use changed.
Yeah. So I'm becoming it's even more I want them even more, and then sometimes they don't. It's not enough. Especially in social settings, maybe for exams. But for social settings, I'm more anxious there, and so I'm doing that, and then I'm drinking on top of that.
And you're drinking on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and the combination makes me feel like I can like breathe. It's like I can breathe and I can just be okay, and then I can actually have a conversation because I want to meet people and meet guys, and how can I meet them if I'm like a basket case, because I'm pretty much a basket case as I see it. And what's happened is we'll do a lot of kind of going out at night and hanging out with friends and whatever during the week. And so what happens is I'll take some Xanax, and then I'll drink, and then maybe I'll take another Xanax if I'm feeling like whatever. I'll just kind of what's happened is I have an 8 o'clock class, and I have slept through that class.
Missed the class.
I've missed an exam.
Missed an exam.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I missed an exam.
This
and
is
it was
not like you.
No, and this was that exam is really important. It's like one of those classes where it's half of your grade. There's only 2 exams. It's
Okay.
a midterm done. There's no papers. I asked the teacher if there was extra credit. And I'm telling you, if I go home and if my parents see that I have a grade of anything less than an A, they are going to freak out.
You'll be in trouble.
I freak out, and so I am freaking out. So I feel like I need to I need to figure out what to do, and I need to make sure that my next exam that I take is going to be, obviously I won't be in that position again, but I've gotten
You don't want to sleep through it again.
No, and I don't want to be, I have to stop being so dependent, I think, on
Feels like you're dependent.
on the pills and this whole thing. I kind of see it, if I'm not doing it, then I'm going to be laying in my room, with the lights out, and you might as well just put a cover over my head and call it, what's the point?
Feels really serious.
It's really, really, really bad. Yeah.
Well, if it's okay with you, I'll kind of sum up so far, to see where we're at with this situation, and figure out what's next for you, and just even right here, right now. So I hear clearly you tell me that in high school you were a really good student, and you got really good grades, and that pleased both your parents, but it also pleased you.
Mm-hmm.
That you had that value of getting a good education, doing your best, and I really respect that. I think that's a really neat quality that you have, to always want to do your best and be your best. And you came to college and started out more or less the same way, but then things started to cook up a bit in sophomore year, and you were getting anxious. You probably, I'm guessing maybe that anxiety has always been with you a little bit now and again, but it got a lot worse suddenly.
Yeah, that's what it
got worse suddenly, okay?
Yeah.
And then, so you're drinking a little bit, and that's helping a little, but not a whole lot. And then your friends introduce you to some pills, and these little pills are almost like magic for you. They really make you calmer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of almost seductive. It's calmer, it makes you relaxed, that makes you better able to handle life and be in social situations, even, do your tests or whatever. Except just recently it's gotten kind of out of hand.
Yeah.
And suddenly, or maybe it's not really suddenly, it's gradually, but it feels like suddenly.
Yeah.
It's working really against you,
Right.
because you're missing exams and you're getting bad grades, and you're really concerned about how that will affect your relationship with your parents, and you're wondering, what should I do? You said, what should I do?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a really good question. I think that it's something you need to think about, is what do you want to do? What would you, if you think about it this way, if you just don't do anything, if you just leave here today from seeing me and just do your life like you're doing it, where do you think you'll be in, another couple of months?
Well, that's what I'm afraid about.
Okay, that's
So
what you're afraid about.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid about.
So
And
you
I
even-
think
you
I'll
even
be
came
kicked
here-
out of school.
You came here thinking already,
Oh yeah.
this is going in a bad direction. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here otherwise if I didn't think of this as a last resort kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, if you made a change, what would you have to change to make the next couple months look brighter, look calmer, look more what you want them to look like?
Um, What would I have to change? I'd have to change, like, I mean, I change, like, not drinking and not doing the pills, but that's not gonna, like, right now, okay, I mean, this isn't, I'm not taking an exam, I'm here, I feel comfortable with you, feel kind of okay.
Not too anxious.
Not too, but I mean, like, and so this is, I haven't had didn't take a pill or anything.
Okay.
But it's like I need that.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I don't have that, I just don't think I can kind of manage.
So part of you says, maybe these pills aren't good for you, but another part of you says, I need this, I can't manage without it.
And yeah. I mean,
And
that's where I'm at.
And that sounds scary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because then I think if I can't do it without it and I'm going to do it, then I'm going to get the hole will be even deeper and I won't be able to, I'll flunk out of school. And, it's...
So you really think it could get really bad if I keep on this track,
Mm-hmm.
if I stay on this track?
Yep.
It could be devastation, flunking out of school.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
I know people that I saw last year who aren't here this year.
Sometimes
so
that happens.
It happens.
Right.
So.
And sometimes people change, and sometimes people go off on a new track. Sometimes people just decide to do things differently.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need help with that, or they need support with that. Are there people in your life that would support, if you decided to make a change, are there people in your life that would help you and support you in that? Or do most people that you hang out with sort of, use the alcohol and the pills in the same way, and they're doing that with you?
Well, yeah, I think the people that I know now are the people that I socialize with who kind of, I don't know that they know to the extent that I use the pills, but they know that I drink, and, they don't have the same kind of, interest in grades and school and the same kind of parents that are all over them about stuff,
So it's different for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are people that I came here to school with that I know from my high school who came here, who do well and were in my classes and do well, but they're not people that I hang out with now.
You don't hang out with them anymore.
No.
You don't relate to them anymore.
Well, I don't know if I don't relate to them. We just don't have, obviously, the same kind of things in common anymore that we had, before. Because, they're not partying like I am or, out there kind of socializing. They're probably studying all the time. I don't know.
And you used to study a lot.
I did. When that was the deal. I had to kind of study. Yeah.
Yeah. You're a smart girl. You said that. You recognize that.
Yeah.
And I wonder how you can use that gift in this particular situation, because this is a tricky situation. You're right. It is tricky.
It is.
Yeah. So I wonder if you can use your intelligence, and together we can sort of figure out what's next for Sally.
Well, do you have any ideas?
I think that, when I think about it, I think that indeed it is a tricky situation, and it's not something that's going to get like an easy fix today, but I think that it has to really, the choices have to be yours. I do believe that you could choose to make a change and then find out what happens with that. And change doesn't always have to be all or nothing. Sometimes change can be in little steps and increments.
Well, I feel like I'm kind of up against it because, the semester's going to end, and I know that I can repeat the class, and I could probably pay for that and not let my parents know that happened, or I don't know, something.
There may be a way around that.
Something I can do to kind of deal with it. But I feel like I have to work pretty quickly. I can't increment whatever, small change, whatever. So, if I were to be smart, kind of thinking about how I can do this, I mean, I came here,
Yes.
so that was good.
That was a smart thing.
That was good. I don't know what I thought when I came here. I thought that when I came here that I'd come here and that I'd meet with somebody and then, I'd leave here with kind of the answer. That was my hope anyway.
They would give you the answer.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted. But okay.
And that was what you really wanted.
That's what I really wanted. But
and
I
that's
hear
not
that's
not what you're getting.
Yeah, that's not what I'm getting.
That's frustrating.
It's it's kind of a bummer, but I guess that's how it goes. But
I mean, I could share my wish for you, but that's just my wish for you. It's not you. It's not your life. My wish is that your life could be more like it was before, in the sense that you were functioning and you were doing well in your classes and you were proud of yourself and your parents were happy and they weren't on your back. And so my wish for you is that somehow you can find your path to that again.
Well, I kind of wish that I kind of miss that.
That
old me.
That kind of life.
Yeah, I do. I really do. When I think about it, it makes me kind of sad that I don't have that.
But there was a problem back then in that it was almost perfect, but there was a problem back then.
Well, back then, I was anxious.
Right.
So
And how you solved that anxiety problem was to use alcohol and pills that sometimes doctors use for anxiety, but not usually combined with alcohol. Doctors don't usually like that kind of thing.
No.
And so maybe you came up with a plan for your anxiety.
Yeah, that was my plan.
That was your plan.
That was my plan.
And it led you here.
It did. So I'm here, and now I need to kind of, I guess the deal is I have to deal with the anxiety.
You need a new plan for your anxiety.
I do.
You do.
I need to, like, what else can I do? What can I do instead of
There you
that?
go. What can you do about your anxiety instead of drinking, using pills, drinking and using pills, being late for class, getting Fs, getting Ds? Yes, okay. That sounds like a really good question to lead you to the path, of how you would get there. So what can I do that's different about my anxiety? Okay. Well, there are things you could do. If you want, I could share just some of the kinds of things that people do in general. They come to places like this. Sometimes they go and they talk in groups. Sometimes they go and they meet with a psychiatrist who talks to them about medication and how to use it in the proper way, the way that's not harmful to them. That's the kind of thing some people do.
So I could do medication. I could have something that could help me. I mean, there is kind of like, it's not something I have to just kind of like cold turkey, not take anything, not do anything, and then somehow I'm going to get better. There is a way that I could get some kind of medicine or something.
You would like that to be to happen maybe. And it could be. I can't specifically speak to that, but I can say that some people do. Some people use medication for their anxiety, and they still go to work and they still go to school and they get good grades and they don't have problems.
Okay.
Now they may have to use other things. They have their pills, but that doesn't mean it's like magic. It's really not like magic. They have to do other things, like maybe learn to talk to themselves in their heads and say, "Don't be anxious. These people aren't scary. That you know what this test is all about. You know how to do it. You're smart." And they use self-talk plus the medication or whatever, and they use different things like that. And there are people here on our staff that can teach you stuff like that. But it sounds like you're already cooking up a different kind of plan in your head.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, if that's an option, and I could still get some kind of, help, because I'm just afraid that I'm not going to be able to do it on my own, That's, I think that's kind of, I just don't think I can do it on my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good place to stop. We're almost out of our time, but I think, again, where we've come to is you've clearly established that the way you're going right now is not workable for you, that in your own mind that's going to lead you to failure in a lot of different ways, and you don't want to be that. That's not who you are. So instead, you're thinking of coming up with a different plan and consulting other knowledgeable people and figuring out what that plan might look like. But I want you to really think in your own mind, you're in control. It's going to be your plan. It has to be your plan, because then it will be yours and you'll own it and you'll run with it. And I have a lot of faith in that good brain of yours.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right.
All right.